Hello, Master Manifestors. Today we're talking about Manifestation Mindset Part 5, the layered logic of life. Reality is a multi-layered system, and our identities, our predictive systems, have trouble with that because they need to narrow the field and the scope of our story. But when you're trying to manifest something, you want to be more open to possibilities and also at the same time accept the reality you're currently living in a positive way, in at least a neutral way. You don't want to focus on it so intensely that it keeps reinforcing itself. So if you're going to stretch out and be able to just relax when things happen and not get triggered back into that previous state, you want to be accepting multiple truths that seem to conflict. And we're going to talk about how to do that right now.
Insight 1, Multi-Layered Matrix. The matrix is a multi-level system with fractal awareness. It's the same system being viewed from different angles and positions and contexts, like time. Construct adjusts to the perspective of the viewer and moves with them as they switch views. It is a living, moving system with lots of ways to interact with it. And acceptance is the key to recognizing and noticing the layers and accessing from different angles, allowing things to exist simultaneously, even if they seem to contradict. So, for example, like one layer, money is numbers. On another, it's security. It could represent fear and control. Could just be bits of, fabric paper, depending on what angle you're looking at it from. And then, of course, it has its also physical level and in which it is just exists. Insight 2, delusion and decision. All systems have limits that contain stories and create contrast. Delusions are hard rules about reality despite evidence to the contrary. They're beliefs that create conflict instead of making choices in the existing framework. Decision delusion is thinking that you have control of the reality system. So that means it must be your fault if something bad happens or if reality doesn't change in the way you expect. You can influence reality, but you don't control everything and you don't need to. You don't want to control. The story will always tell itself better than you can. It's leaning into it that creates that comfort and safety and feeling of coherence. Insight 3, accessing aligned angles. Confusion and conflict happen when we're trying to understand reality from the wrong angle. For instance, saying money is good, evil, useful, worthless, it's just a system that exists. It has all of these traits in the collective, but it's really, just the same system being looked at from different angles, a system of trade, a system of value. So you want to ask yourself when you're looking at different things and you're considering what are the levels that I know about. First, consider level. What does the level look like? What does it look like mentally, physically, emotionally? What is what you can see and notice right now? Two, what limits does it have? What are the actual limits? And what meaning are you making about the limits of that thing? Let's say if you're not feeling like you have enough money or enough love or enough whatever it is that you feel like you want more of in your experience. What is the meaning that you're making of the limits of what you have of it? And how much more can you observe? So, in number three, you want to loosen up your identity and your current stories around that thing. Because when you move into your manifestation identity, you're going to have to sacrifice the identity that complains about not having this thing. Like, you won't have that anymore. And you actually do get a reward payoff from it. There's a dopamine, a reward based hormonal system in place for things like complaining. So it's something you'll have to give up once you have it, and then it becomes this mundane thing that you already have. So you want to loosen up beforehand and just allow any information to exist without resisting it, without attaching to it. Just look at the information and just allow it to be whatever it is and to try not to give it too much meaning and definitely not meaning about what it is about you. And then in four, you want leverage. So we have one level, two limits, three loosen, and four leverage. Leverage the layers that are already aligned and use them to adjust your awareness. Acceptance is the key to releasing that resistance and detachment. So, what are your current resources for shifting your identity and reality? What do you already see that you have within that state? What is already available for you to be grateful for, to notice, and to allow to expand in your attention? If you want more love, what can you do right now to feel more love? Or how can you notice being loved right now more? You better be loving yourself. I hope you are, Master Manifester. Better be loving yourself. So, what other things? If you want more money, where are you already rich? Where are you already extremely wealthy and abundant? And you'll see you're already in the story that you want and you're moving towards that manifestation. You're already here. It's already ready. So you just need to allow the rest of you to catch up within that state. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and sign up for the Method Muse newsletter in the description below.